Hi, my name is Sridhar Ranga, and I'm the Festival Director of Kashish Mumbai International Queer Film Festival, which is having its 12th edition right now. And we are in the second weekend, which is the acceptance weekend. And today we're going to be in conversation with the beautiful filmmakers and cast and crew of the Indian Masala Mix 2, which you must already seen at the festival. And you must also seen hundreds of LGBTQ films over the last weekend and also this week. And thank you all for joining in this conversation, the audience member and also the cast and crew of Indian Masala Mix. So we're going to basically talk to each of them to find out how they made the film, why they made the film, and if they've already screened the film somewhere, they should have. Kashish is supposed to be the world premiere, but if they have by any chance, what has been the reaction? Or they might have shown it to some friends and families, what's been the reaction? And also basically trying to kind of find out what are the challenges for young filmmakers to make LGBTQ films in India. And these people have been brave to make these films. So let's chat up with them and find out. So first off, Sunil Revankar, you made this beautiful film called Paul 10, which is set in Goa about a football player. It almost, what I like about the film is it almost looks like a documentary. It's a narrative film, but it almost looks like a documentary. So why did you make this particular film? How did the concept come to you? Let's start with that.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Myself, Sunil Revankar, director of Paul 10, and she's my assistant director.
Lakshmi Pradesai.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically, there was some time, I was watching some interview and all of a sudden, I came across Dutee Chand, a sprinter. And in an interview, she was telling that, in the middle of, game, people came all the way, and they stopped her playing. They removed from that game, they took her medals, everything. I feel so, like that moment I was feeling so bad, they worked so, hard to reach in that place, especially to receive that one silver gold. It's not the moment of one silver or gold or, the hard work they have, kept on doing for so many years. After that, they have reached there and somebody comes there and tells you, you don't deserve that medal. The person was shattered like anything. Okay, till then it was like, okay, it was disturbing for me. It was okay. But all of a sudden, in the next interview, she said she have to go through with medical, process, some hormonal change for, to get back into the. That was little bit disturbing for me because sports is all about physical strength and mental strength. You're telling somebody to change their physical strength, that means somewhere, their skill also will be, somewhere lost. So overall, that concept came, then that's how, that research started. And step by step, I started researching about, how these people will be, facing problem. And actually, I started visiting some sports club and I treated them, I'm going to join that sports club. Then I came to know, yes, still those problems are going on. But one thing was clear in my mind that I choose this Goa because I wanted to make it very raw, like you said, it looks like a documentary. Yes, because I wanted to show it in a real time changing. Like in a 2 days, the Paul life, totally changed when he's been removed from the association. And how the things change. It is not like flashback or emotion. It's like continuous in a real time how he was collapsing, and that moment when everybody came together and said, yes, you can build your own sports club. And that is it's just a start for all those people, especially to give them a hope. There is a okay, you guys can come out. No, because
so in the story, basically, Paul, I'm trying to figure out what is his gender identity or his sexual identity. You're not talked about his sexual identity at all, but what is his gender identity according to you in the film?
In the film, he's an intersex, has a gender because he's been adopted. Okay, and in I think for a transgender, I think still there is no rule that they can adopt a child. Correct. So there is there is a complication. So somewhere she gives some other name to adopt like characters Paul, and she has spoken in there, in a small line. She have mentioned that because he is an intersex, and for a transgender, how much tough it is to adopt a child. Yeah, that we have mentioned it in yeah.
Okay, and how, and you shot it like in such a short period of time? That's what you also say?
Yeah, we literally had a no time, once we, came to know everywhere the COVID situation, we had a very tough time, even while editing also, recording, because everywhere, everything was shut down almost. And halfway almost we have reached to complete. Then, it was really tough, I can just say,
Okay, I'll come back to you again very soon. But Arun, you made the film during the lockdown, My Mother's Girlfriend, completely during the lockdown. I think the first wave had hit, but then you kind of made the film. So how was the experience of making the film, and why did you make this particular film, this particular story?
Hi everyone. Thanks Sridhar for having the film at the festival, and we have Shruti also here in the panel. So she was a very integral part of the film and in multiple roles. To the first, like the first question about shooting in the pandemic, I think we got lucky accidentally, because we happened to shoot. I was watching this graph that showed how the numbers were falling and how they kind of started rising in February again, and we were shooting in December and doing our recce and everything in November, which is where we were outside here in Bombay. And that was, I think, luckily the time. Accidentally, we didn't plan it, but the numbers were really going down, and it's just, I think, random luck also, because nobody had any issue, because we had a senior citizen on set as one of the leading characters, so we were really worried about kind of someone contracting the virus. But so it's pure luck, and in that sense it was just like any other shoot, with the attendant problems of a small independent short film shooting it in the heart of the city. So it was exciting. I think it was very interesting. And while we were shooting, I think after a point you kind of forget about COVID and everything. Just worried about finishing the film. So yeah, we were lucky in that sense, I think. And then of course the post was all in house. So there were no real issues in that sense. So very lucky and blessed, I think, to have done that. To the second question, about where the film came from, there was this idea in a feature story that, I've been writing, and that it was a subplot in that story, and it kind of, got, thrown out eventually because there was too much happening, but that kind of stayed with me, about a story about an elderly woman who is, this loud, out there in your face kind of a character who's lived a very hard life, but now has come to this conclusion that she kind of needs to take control and charge of her life, and she is very confident, and in a way that I have seen these women selling vegetables, or running businesses on the streets, which is probably the most difficult thing to do for anyone, let alone a lady, and because you have to deal with cops and all kinds of characters, and they're so confident, like that they can get to anything. So that was an inspiration. Of course, my mother herself is a very gregarious, confident woman. So there was that, and there was this story that was there. So during the pandemic, when it stuck in April, and there was no motivation to do anything, the first month we just figuring out what to do, and I just used this plot and as a motivation to kind of finish that one draft. And then later, of course, when I came to know about the Kashish grant, just 2 and 2 came together. So yeah.
So yeah, Arun's film has been made under Kashish Q Drishti Film Grant, which gave 2 lakh rupees to Indian filmmaker to make an LGBTQ film sponsored by Lotus Visual Production. So that's the product, and it's going to have its premiere at Kashish this year. And I think it's the sixth film made under the Kashish Kutrishti Film Grant. So I'm going to come back to you, Arun. But Shruti, you are a very integral part of the film. Arun keeps talking about you at every forum. We were screening this particular film, his previous film Sunday, at a festival, at a kind of a public screening in Soho House in Mumbai, and he spoke about My Mother's Girlfriend and how you contributed immensely to the project. So you, of course, worked as an assistant director, but I think you did a lot more. So can you just tell about your role about the film?
Sridhar, I think Arun is just being very humble in sharing the credit. He was in fact even humble when he said that we got lucky with the COVID thing. I think he made sure that his team took precautions. He paid for all our RT-PCR tests. Things were in process, and Arun is such a process-oriented director that matches with his passion. Everything just was flowing well, and I think Arun even made sure that I speak enough to the actors, that there are relevant workshops, that it's not just about the movie, but everyone who is connected to this project sort of gets sensitized to the issue and then goes out. Like we all took something with us as a part of this movie, and I think that made a lot of difference.
So you basically brought in your own sensibilities as a queer person into the sets per se to sensitize the actors, and how much of you were able to contribute to the script process? Were you involved in the script, or you came on board post script and kind of worked with the actors and the production?
Contacting the community people for queer scripts, and I'm talking about people not from the community. And what happens is these scripts are often, they don't present the community correctly. And I was not at all involved. This is all Arun's writing. I was not involved there. I just happened to see it as like Arun and I go way back, and we know each other since a long time. So I just happened to see the script, and it was brilliant because for the first time, someone not from the community had treated the story as just a love story, because that's what it is, right? It doesn't have to be a cause-related thing all the time. So that is what made me really connect to the project, and I was like, okay, you know what? It is going to be difficult because end of the day, you need some queer gaze perspective in the film, and Arun was very open, kind, and careful enough to have that in his film. So I think, yeah, I did my best. Again, one queer person doesn't represent the whole community. I did my best, and I think Arun as a person is he's very careful. So I think it went in a very good, beautiful, right direction.
All right. So thank you for sharing the thoughts so candidly. I'm going to come back to you again. So over to Vaidya team, Sumit Pawar and Harsh Agarwal. Sumit is a returning filmmaker, but Harsh, this is your first film?
That's correct, yes.
So what between the two of you, there are two directors, what roles did you play in each of them? Sometimes you take up one aspect of the film. So who wrote the script, or was it a joint script writing process? Who came up with this idea?
So I wrote the script when I was in Goa, and it's funny that there's another story which was shot in Goa. I wish I'd known about it earlier. But I was in Goa after a sabbatical. I was living there, and I just wanted to get back to my creative side. And initially, I had written a different story, and Sumit and I tried very hard. It was it focused on female characters, but we didn't get any casting interest, and we had to shelve it. And I was like, fine, I'm going to write something easier, which will be easy to find cast for. And it was originally, I used to walk a lot at the sea in the evening, and when there was, it was supposed to be a poem, which was a dialogue between a lover and sea. And then I thought, what if I just, personify the sea as a person and make them fall in love with each other? And that's how Vaidya's story came into light. And then I wrote to Sumit again, hey, this is what I've written, and see. And so it was like, okay, this is nice, this is new. So I think in terms of role, I wrote the script, I saw the creative part, but Sumit brought a lot of technical expertise, which I didn't have at all. And of course, he sees the stories very genuinely and honestly, so he has that lens. We didn't have a lot of heavy equipment. I mean, when I see filmmaking now and I see the amount of equipment people use, I think Weather was done so efficiently because you could pack your equipment in 2 suitcases and done. And now I see people bringing equipment which could fill up a room, and even then, that's not enough. So because we didn't have a lot of monitors and a lot of stuff to see, so Sumit and I used to divide our time. I was like, you stand far, I'll sit down near, I'll focus on expression, you focus on frame. And it just happened naturally. And I think without any friction, we were just able to complement each other. I'll leave it on Sumit to say more.
Yeah, Sumit, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you agree with that? You complimented each other? Or did you fight on the sets? What happened there?
So I think so. This was one of the best experience I ever have. Like because first of all, it was a COVID scenario, everything was locked, and then Harsh came up and he's like, he want to make a film, and I like, do you understand what's the situation right now? And like we are all like not going to go anywhere, and so he's like, we want to do it in Goa. So I said like, do you know there's a budget to require, and like there's a lot to do with the things. Like he's like, don't worry, I'll try and manage. So one of the great thing which was about this film was like Harsh was very great support and financially one of the things that that is very important.
So I'll clarify. Okay, I never thought filmmaking was so expensive. Okay.
So he was very generous to do something. Second thing about the two people on the on the set, because previously my film was not having a dialogue, not having a much info technicalities, but this time we had a dialogue. There were a lot of scene outside and all. So it was major idea was like we don't. Harsh said we don't have so many equipment. That was a very true, I think. And we had a very small team because due to COVID there were not many people who wanted to work and travel and everything. So it really helped us to one-sided where Harsh was looking at one side of thing, like expressions. Another side I was looking at frame, talking to the cinematographer that what exactly we want, how the scene we want. And one of the bad experience which we had was we actually again this time we had a heavy rain we were doing whenever we were shooting, which was like you will never expect in January Goa will have a rain. And that was like, raining and everything.
And that was on day one. I mean, on day one, you go to Mandaram Beach with all your equipment, makeup is done, sound is done, and then you're sitting waiting for rain to stop. I mean, that's so demotivating.
And one of the thing about this whole film journey was we never met the artists. We were like, doing everything on Zoom, like, how, all audition went on Zoom because one actor was from Varanasi, another one from the Mumbai. So we couldn't do much with them. So that was the first day when we were meeting together. We were discussing how the film goes, but thankfully everything went well and we got a good product out of it. So yeah,
we had a very good cast also, luckily. And I have also realized that it's an advantage of working with professional actors. Your work is really reduced if you're professional actors because they catch it very quickly. Because I recently worked with some people who were not exactly professional actors, but were more social media influencers. And there's a massive difference between the two. Actors who have trained professionally and who work professionally, they accept and they absorb a script very differently. And we have Ronit also, I think, who was one of our leads.
Right.
So he could probably speak more about that.
Yes, I'm going to.
Hi, everyone.
Of course, yeah. Hi, Ronit. So, they've been only praising you for your not just your acting skills, but also your professionalism. You just came on the sets a day before, and you basically absorbed the entire thing and acted. So, what's your background as an actor? Have you done a lot of work before, or is this your first project?
So basically, I've done theaters before. I have done a little bit of dancing, and currently also I'm doing films. My main what I see is getting different kind of and acquiring different kind of genres and roles. the one that where they came to me, I was very fortunate and lucky enough to work with such a brilliant team, led by Harsh, my co-actor, Sumit sir. Everyone was so focused on what they want to get out of the actors, and like they said that we just met one day before, and then everything was just in place. That could be only possible if you have actually good, very focused and very trained actors and directors, the combination and collaboration of the tools. So luckily we had a very nice team on board. The collaboration was very professional, and all the credit actually goes to them for making us look so good on screen. Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to come back to you. Saurabh, sorry, I've taken so long to come to you, but like I said, everybody has been talking to each one of them. So you play Paul in the film Paul 10.
Yes.
So how was your experience of the working on the film? Are you a trained actor or somebody who was interested in acting? How did the project happen to you?
Yeah, actually, I am an actor since last around, I'm a theater actor since 12 years, 13 years. And I also done films, but not very big roles or very long this thing like, but I've done different roles in different movies. And this time when one of my friends, she told me that Sunil wants to cast you in some, in a short film. And then Sunil contacted me. And after listening to that, I was completely excited to do that role because it was very challenging for me. And throughout the film, Sunil helped me a lot. And we actually did some of the research together also. We met many people and got a lot of knowledge from this. This was a very good experience for me. And the team was really good. I would really love to work again with him.
Okay, I hope you get your chance very soon. Shruti, I want to come back to you and ask you this question. How important it is to cast queer people in queer roles, and did you have any suggestion for Arun, or were you part of the casting process or you came on board later? But like most of the films which are right now here do not seem to cast queer people in queer roles. We don't know the sexuality, of course, we are not questioning that. But obviously, people who are out and proud kind of actors are not there in most of the films. What is your take on that? Like, do you think queer roles should be performed only by queer persons, or it should be by professional actors who fit the part?
Firstly, I don't know why the question is or. Why does it have to be queer people or professional actors? Queer people can be professional actors. Secondly, I think it's extremely important. I think the representation needs to be right because end of the day, the experiences, the life that you live as a queer person, we cannot expect. As a queer person, I do not even expect a non-queer person to know it. So it's just very important to have that representation. I definitely joined in the team much later after the casting was done. Definitely these topics were spoken about. It isn't like these topics were ignored or we did it ignorantly. Yeah, I think it's important. I think the representation amount needs to be right. I don't think that all the time, every time, only queer people should play queer roles. But sometimes it becomes really important. Here we could take the take the liberty because end of the day, the gender of the character matches the gender of the person playing it. Other than that, of course, orientation is something that is a person's personal space to come out or not come out with. So orientation, see, we cannot say that, if you're playing this role of certain orientation, you need to be out because we need to tell people that we have casted the same orientation. But when it comes to gender, then I think, then it becomes extremely important because you don't really have like men playing women or women playing men in heteronormative movies, right? Then why do you have transgender characters being played by non-transgender characters? Why are you taking that liberty? So that's my stand.
Okay, good. You brought. I mean, good. What you mentioned, but basically, I'm going to go back to Sunil because did you ever try to find a transgender person or an intersex person to act in your film? Because the other two films, Arun Fulara's film and Sumit's films, basically they're not about gender representation. They're basically about sexual orientation of the persons. And as Shruti has very clearly said, they're represented by the right gender. Women are playing women and men are playing men. That's there. But in your film, basically, did you ever? I mean, I know it's going to be difficult to find transgender actors or intersex actors per se, but did you ever try to find any? Did you make any attempt at least to find transgender or intersex actors to play a part? Yeah.
Yes, I did attempt. Not only attempt, I tried. I was searching only for transgender person. Now they will be like, okay, why? Because I just want to, justify my story. No, I just wanted to tell the way they are. Please accept. There is no acceptance limits to. You have to accept only for certain 80% to them, 70% to them. No, nothing like that. They can work in this field also. For that reason, I was taking. But if I don't find any actor transgender, that is fine. Why? Because unless and until we people don't accept them, then society is not going to progress. There is no chance also presenting such concepts in front of so many festivals. It is nothing to do with, because gender has nothing to do with talent or anything. Who knows, like a transgender can also make she can or he can become a director. Why she have to only or he have to play a role? No, they can do, right? So
Sunil, I
yes,
think
I wanted to.
so sorry to interrupt you, but I would request you to use they pronouns, because it's not just he, she, like that's the whole conversation. So I'm sure you mean well. It's just an intervention. Please continue. Sorry.
Cool. No, I'm trying to be a little bit in a normal. I'm using normal words so that everybody can understand. I do understand because I'm into this. I have been into this cause. I research. I did everything. I do have friends. I have a lot of friends. It's not like I only have a male and female. So I do have friends. It is just I'm trying to make other people to understand. See, this is the thing. You need to open your eyes. Then only society is going to progress. That is one thing. Taking a professional actor gives a benefit for a director, because it becomes very easy. They understand, they take it quickly, and they put it everything in a right direction. Okay, and going up with a new debut actor or anyone, a fresh actor, it becomes a challenging for a director. But it is all up to them. If they want to come and work as an actor, it is fine. I don't feel like we have to there it should be like in a queer film film, there should be a transgender. No, nothing like that, I personally feel.
That's fine. So I
But I
respect your
tried.
feelings.
I do
Yeah,
try.
you did try. So basically, I really think that, yeah, we need to be more sensitive to basically a casting process as long as you tried. And obviously, the talent pool is very limited in India right now. You are not able to find so many out gay actors or lesbian actor, or even for the matter, trans actors who are willing to basically put in that much of effort of time and energy. So I do understand that even when I make my own films, I basically try to involve in the audition process both the things, as the people from the community, but also, as I said, professional actors who could be from the community, may not be from the community. We don't know at that point of time. And of course, we finally choose the best, which will fit the role. That's the main thing. But definitely the point is taken, Shruti and Sunil, that like we need more representation. That's the reason I asked this question, to bring up this top conversation in this particular thing, because I think in India, we need to build skills of LGBTQ actors, and not just actors, but technicians, crew members. I think we need to basically have more skills building workshops and skills building processes to enable more queer people to participate in the filmmaking process, whether behind the camera or in front of the camera. So, okay, now I'm going to just ask each one of you, what has been the response to, I know you've not shown this film widely yet, but basically, if you've shown it to your filmmaker friends or the cast members, so what has been the response to that? I'll go first with Sunil. Have you shown your film anywhere yet, publicly or privately?
I think let she talk.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, talking about the film, yeah, first, yeah. First of all, I would like to mention that I was very lucky, in fact, working on such a meaningful project, because working on this project gave me a lot of knowledge about these people. And, I emotionally felt connected, the lives they were facing, and how, on which grounds, their acceptance is not taken into consideration by the society. And actually, I personally believe, after working on such a project, that they should be given that opportunity, that chance, and they should be respected, to live the way they want to live, actually. And that, in fact, will make this world a better place for everybody. Okay, back to your question. What was that question?
So has this film been screened anywhere?
sorry.
What has been the reaction to the film? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this film hasn't been screened online or on social media right now, because it's just been for film festival. Because right now we just completed the film when the COVID situation was almost in India, and I know on what heavy and tough grounds actually we worked on the project, and having just 2 to 3 crew members, and how much difficult it was for our director, to keep management of everything entirely. Another one thing which we too faced while working on the project was that on the sets, when the entire set was ready, one of the co-stars just walked away. And that was an instant call when our director just brought a production lady, just brought her in, and managed where she could play the role of Nimmi. So actually, the role of Nimmi, which is played by the character in the film, that late female artist is actually a production team member. And actually, our main character of Nimmi, she just walked away on the sets. So, there were many moments on the film, when our director had to make instant call. And in fact, I feel in entire representation of the film, he did justice to the film. And this being my first project, I believe that I was very lucky to work on such a meaningful concept, because, it entirely opens the eyes of the society. Now, people have definitely got emotionally touched, with the concept of our film. Many, many felt, heartily touched with the concept. It is a very sensitive concept, actually. But the thing is that, that isn't enough for us. Just getting emotionally touched isn't what we aim for. The main thing is when these people will be wholeheartedly accepted by the society, that will pass on the message which our film intends to deliver.
Yeah, but do not use the word these and them, because like they are part of the society, and if you can just use the word LGBTQ persons or transgender persons, then basically you're othering the person, by saying these people. You are saying we are so, they are there. So just, I mean, I know that like it's very difficult. I mean, you need to understand these things. So making a film definitely, hopefully sensitizes you and make you use the proper terminologies. And hopefully we'll do that in the next project per se. So going to Arun, basically, you're not showing your film, but you've shown it to your 2 actors, Shyama Deshpande and what's the
Anju
Naik. So what has been the reaction? Are they happy with what they saw in the film? Or?
Actors being actors, they're never really happy with their performance. So no, but I think, of course, with Sushma Tai, she really loved the film. But there again, I mean, it's very difficult to kind of figure out, because when you go to people who are friends and sympathizers, then they tend to kind of speak up, which is what you also want, because you want them to be supportive. So yes, I mean, they've seen the film, and all of them kind of liked the film. Of course, a lot of discussion about it seems slightly different from what we were doing there. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So those kind of discussions which usually happen with. But also, I've also shown it the film to, obviously you've seen, and the other producers have seen, and the crew members have seen, all the crew members, people who were involved in the making of the film, and some of the people who actually also contributed at the script level in terms of feedback and opinion. So very diverse kind of feedback. Of course, people have good things to say about it in terms of what it is doing. I think the best responses have been about how the son actually in the film kind of is not a stereotypical like you kind of expect a certain kind of response from someone who comes from that kind of background, which for whatever reasons people assume a certain kind of person when they see a certain kind of exterior, which is something that we wanted to kind of break also. So that I think has been received well. Of course, the fact that we don't really see a woman and characters who come from the community who are also fall in that age bracket. We don't usually see them represented on screen, and in that kind of an unabashed celebration, so to say, of their relationship, that of course is something that has been received well. And I hope that's something that, I mean, as we see it, show it to more people, we probably know what they have, what others have to say about it.
And Shruti, were you happy with the representation of the queer representation in the film? I'm sure you made sure that it was right, but were you happy with the final result?
Yeah, I think that was the very reason why I was interested in this project, because I completely agree with Arun that there isn't enough representation in that age bracket, especially for women. So I was happy, and I think more than anything, what I was constantly worried about during this project is what if the actors that are representing the characters not really sensitive or don't really care much, and it's just an acting project for them. But Sushma Tai and Anju, they were genuinely invested in doing better, being better, and I think that matters the most, because the characters can't be too far away from the actual people playing it.
Right. Okay. Good to hear that. Saurabh, so what has been? Have you seen the film? Were you happy with the way the film turned out? Was it the way you thought in your mind what the film is going to be? Were you finally happy with the film?
Yes, absolutely. While in the scenes also, automatically I used to picture the scenes in my mind. And when I watched the film, I was completely happy because everything was just the way it should have been. So it's very happy with that.
Good to hear that. And Ronit, so what's been your reaction? Were you happy with the thing? And you did quite an amazing job in the film. You and the other actor. What's his name? The other actor's name?
Puneet Kumar Mishra.
So had you worked before? Did you had a good chemistry? No, you are in Mumbai and he's in Varanasi. I know. So you must not have worked together at all. But you had a good chemistry on screen. That's really amazing. So were you happy with the film, or
I was?
I didn't do it this particular scene very well, kind of thing,
See, like Mr. Arun said, very well said, that actors are never, we are the most insecure people in this whole wide world. Okay. That is point number one. Point number two, that I'm extremely happy with whatever came and whatever I gave, because I had designed, I being not a part of the community, and it's a very honor thing to be, standing in front of you guys, and, representing someone who have never played before. So for me to feel each and every ounce of a feeling was very important in that way. Secondly, with Mr. Puneet Kumar Mishra, who's also my co-actor, there was this very fascinating story of a 1-minute story that I would like to tell you. Is we got stuck in a balcony for like 2-3 hours. So there we could really spend time. So our thing was all about the chemistry between two actors. Okay, so we had to look at that way. And if there is no chemistry, if we two actors don't know each other, where are we from and how are we going to turn the characters and stuff like that. And he, being my senior colleague, he's from NSG. And I'm not from any acting background actually, per se. So I had to get there and match his levels. But it's acting is all about acting and reacting, and so I had all my credit goes to my co-actors and the directors for whatever I have performed, and it was really great to collaborate with them. Yeah.
Fantastic. And Sumit and
Yes.
Harsh, you must be super thrilled that the film is already streaming on Hotstar. So how has been the reaction to the film?
Reaction has been very positive, surprisingly, because Vedya is an artist's dream. Okay, it doesn't care about practicality. It doesn't get into the society's homophobia हो रहा है या दो लड़के मिल रहे हैं तो क्या हो रहा है वो प्यार कर सकते नहीं कर सकते. It just pushes everything aside. It's saying two people meet, two men meet, and they fall in love, and whatever happens next. So it was a massive risk to first of all produce and write such kind of film because it's totally impractical. It makes absolutely no sense from a practical point of view. But still, I think what people really enjoyed, we did a small screening first for family and friends, and Kashish was supposed to be our first big release, but you guys postponed it.
We had to reschedule our festival. That's right. That's
yes. I still remember May 10 was the date, May 10 or May 11. I mean, the date is like fixed in my head because I was so excited about it. But because it got postponed, we decided to do a small screening first of all, and then later we approached Hotstar and stuff. But what people have really enjoyed is the simplicity of the message that has come out, and thanks to the chemistry and the way they have portrayed not just the character, but also what's happening between two people. Because this is not a quintessential queer movie where there is no acceptance from society, blah blah blah. If you change one of the co-actors to a woman or any other gender, the story remains the same, right? So it plays that way, and that's what I think people also appreciated, that it was slightly different from regular stuff where the focus is a lot on the issues that the community deals with. Here we have like washed our hands away, that there are no issues. There's two people playing it in its own surreal world. But response overall has been great. I just checked today, we have been rated 9.6 on IMDb. So, and yeah, I was very surprised because I mean, I'm a marketing person. I can control the narrative. I know what will be published where and how. But this IMDb was a surprise to me because I have not done anything there. But even if you talk about critical reception, I think it has been very good. Casey, which is very critical of stuff, gave a positive review. So I was like slightly relieved that Casey has given an okay review. UK was slightly criticized us for not casting queer characters, and I of course have a very clear view that I don't think queer actors need to be casted for queer roles. It makes no sense to me. It's a professional job. Any professional who can do it should be able to do it and should be hired to do it, just like as any other thing. So yeah, over to Sumit.
I think so. One of the I just wanted to say first that Kashish didn't happen, and we were looking at Kashish to happen and where we could have the world premiere, but that couldn't happen, and then we moved to virtual, and I was like the process. I just was like we were like all were getting nervous that where we are going, and now we have done so much. So thankfully, we got our first theatrical release. We never thought about it that can be happen in this pandemic situation. So we got our first theatrical, world premiere at London India Film Festival. There we did, and till now, I think so. From the time when we released our a small trailer about the film until the time whoever have watched the film, they really liked about it. One thing is that we have not preach about anything, like the very simple story. They have we are not trying to overdo anything in either making it look like your two guys are having or something. And that all credit goes also how Ronit and Punit both has worked around it. So so far it is really good. Some some are criticizing, some are not, but that's all about how the film is and how the people interpret it. So I am very happy about it. What is how right now going on?
Right. So thank you for this wonderful conversation. Really appreciate all of you joining in. It's a beautiful conversation and sharing your very, very candid thoughts. And I'm liking this whole conversation because we brought in not just a conversation about the films, but also so many other conversations about queer casting, queer people in the crew members. So I really think we need to take these conversations forward. And there are, of course, panel discussions at Kashish also happening. So please do join there too. The panel discussions are streaming on YouTube, where we discuss at depth about these issues per se. So thank you all for joining in, and really appreciate. Shruti, you want to say something?
Yes.
Yes, please do. Yes.
And I think, Sridhar, this is something probably even you would agree with. Sunil, this is for you. And I am going to raise 2 points. I expect you to listen, understand, not respond to this, and just do better next time. Okay. What example are you setting when you say I wanted to use normal pronouns? All pronouns are no. I don't want you to respond. I'm so sorry. I do not want you to respond. Just do better next time.
Then how I'll able to make your
Let me
doubts
complete,
clear?
maybe.
Because you are
Don't steal the mic from me. Let me complete.
Let her complete. Yeah. Let her complete. Yeah.
Let me complete. Don't steal the mic from me. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. There are people who will literally be triggered and who will literally face a lot of setback just because you use that term. You have to be careful if you are in the community speaking. Okay. Second, forget about the second point. See, I don't know. I just want to, and I think Sridhar will agree here. It's very important that you don't use terms like normal pronouns. Like, what are normal pronouns? Are you saying that other pronouns are abnormal? Secondly, and this is, I think, for anyone who is listening out there, if you had a woman character in your film, and you weren't finding a good actor who is a good woman to play the role, would you have made a man play the woman character for a serious role?
If I would have found a man who would play a women's role better, I would have. Absolutely. No doubts.
Okay, then maybe that's you. I think
that's me.
you are just, how do I put it? Again, I don't expect the panel to be defensive at this point. It's really important that you listen to me.
I try to expect people to listen to you. I mean, who gives you these rights and power for you to speak and then to respond
I think,
back?
okay.
So I think
1 second.
the word normal was accidental. What he really meant was traditional or typical. So of course he needs to get a chance to respond to what you are saying. I mean, you don't get to sit on a higher throne and say, "Oh, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong." Blah blah blah. That doesn't happen.
No, 1 second, Harsh. You can't. No, you can't. You can't do that. You cannot call out something like that. You just have to respect these views per se. Yeah, I'm going to give you the chance to Sunil. I'm going to give you the chance to speak. Wait for a minute. Yeah. So I don't think Shruti has expressed a viewpoint. That's fine. Sunil, you want to respond to Shruti? I mean, we're going to close this after your response. Yeah.
Yes, I will just be in a short term. I will tell. See, when we are putting our films in pure film festival, that means no other films are coming, right? Only transgender films are coming. Then why this change? Why can't a Kashish become like collaborative, like they can allow? Understood, right? So I'm being normal means we need to try to talk to them normal. Don't be so formal in front of them. We have to call them community. Make them part of your community. Make your part. Make everybody together. Don't give any words, pronunciation, anything. Let this pronunciation be in dictionary. Through your heart, accept them. So that is why, being normal is a very good thing. Don't become very formal. Be normal, enjoy.
Okay, you've said your point, Sunil.
Yeah, that's specific fine. In pronunciation.
Okay, you have said your point, but I really think it's important to not to use the word normal because LGBTQ people are not abnormal. But you put it in quotes when you said that I respect that. But I'm saying do not use the word normal, and that's a learning. Every filmmaking, everything is a learning process. All of us are learning. I'm learning. You should be learning also. So just make sure that like when you use the pronouns next time, when you use the word normal, be careful about why you use it and how you use it. So let's all be careful and basically respect each other's identities and also the way they want to represent the identities. So thank you for this wonderful conversation. Really appreciate all of you taking your time off. And we're going to be having the award ceremony on September 5th. So please do join us on our YouTube channel and let's see who win the awards. Unfortunately, none of your films are in competition because of various reasons, because your films are already seen somewhere else or whatever. But basically, the award ceremony will going to happen on September 5th. So please do join us there. And thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much, Sridhar.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.